All right, for this recording, I'm going to kind of burn through 13, 14, 15, and 16 pretty quickly. If you want to, if you want more of an in-depth discussion of what's going on, go back up to the last video of numbers 11 and 12. But this is just going to be a quick burn through these. All right, so again, we're going to factor this sucker out. We want two things that multiply the left, two things that multiply the right. The only options for 5x squared is 5x and x. All right, and on the right we got 12 and 4, 6 and 2. I'm going to try. Let's do. Oh wow, I got to think about this one for a minute. 3 and 4. Yes, 4 times 3 is 12, and I'm going to make them both positive because 4 times 3 is a positive 12. All right, and when I do the outside and the inside and add them up, 5x times 3 is 15x. And 4 times x is 4x, and those add up to 19x. All right. Again, this part in orange, you do not have to write that it's the chicken scratch. That's how you make this work. All right, and then from here, I've got 5x plus 4 equals 0. So when I move the 4 and divide by 5, x equals negative 4/5. And then I got x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals negative 3. So I got negative 4/5. And negative 3. There it goes. All right, number 14, same idea. Put up your factors. Two things that multiply to the left. I got 2x and x. 2 times 1 are the only thing that multiply to 2x. The right, 5 times 1, those are my only options. So 1 times 5 is 5. Everything is positive, so the middles are all going to be positive. So that's my guess. Left side multiplies to my left. Right side multiplies to the right. And then to check the inside and the outside, 2 times 5 is 10x, 1 times x is x. Those add up to 11x. Since 11x is my middle term, I did it correctly. So those are your factors. That's 90% of your credit for this test. So 2x plus 1 equals 0. X equals negative 1/2 after you move the 1 and divide by 2. Then x plus 5 equals 0. So x equals negative 5. So we got negative 1/2 and negative 5. And there's your parabola. Number 15. No, not divisible by 7. So in this case, again, parentheses, put them up. Two things that multiply to the left are 7 times 1. Those are the only two things that multiply to 7. So that's kind of nice. 28, there's quite a few other options. So, and since we're adding up to 53, I'm thinking 7 times what is going to get me to a pretty high number. Then I can add up to that 53. That's kind of the process that's going in my head. So 28, I'm going to guess 4 times 7. Because I want to do 7 times 7 over here. And then 4, and let's see if that's right. Because 7 times 4 is 28. And everything's positive, so we'll make everything positive. So 7 times 7 is 49. And 4 times 1 is 4. And when I add those up, I get 53. That was a good guess. 53x. All right, and if you didn't get those, maybe you have switched the 4 and the 7. Maybe you did something wrong. Keep fiddling with it until you get it right. All right? And then, just like earlier, take your factors. 7x plus 4 equals 0. So x equals negative 4/7. And x plus 7 equals 0. So x equals negative 7. And I'm going to go ahead and do this again. Negative 4/7 and negative 7. Put it through like that. There's your parabola. And last but not least for this video, we got 9x squared minus 25. Again, the missing term right here is a 0. All right, so what multiplies when we do our outside and inside is going to add up to 0. Erase this real quick. All right, so put it in parentheses. Two things that multiply to the left are 3 and 3. We could do 9 and 1, but I'm guessing 3 and 3. Two things that multiply to 25 are, let's do 5 and 5. And since it's negative 25, one has to be negative, the other has to be positive. All right. And to check our work, same idea. Left side multiplies left, right side multiplies right. The outside, the inside add up to the middle. So 3 times 5 is 15x. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15x, and dun, 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 that adds up to 0. So that makes our middle term go away. So those are your factors. To solve them, 3x minus 5 equals 0. So move the 5, divide by 3, x equals 5/3. And then we got 5 plus 3, 3x plus 5 equals 0. Move the 5, divide by 3, x equals negative 5/3. Alright? So we've got 5/3, negative 5/3, draw a parabola, and there you go.